You've probably seen this dull makeup look all over your FYP and you're wondering, how do I achieve this look? Especially the bright pink under eye? In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to achieve this look and sharing a trick on how to achieve the bright pink under eye using a product you already have in your makeup toolkit. So let's get started.
You can't even sit in peace, 'cause all of these niggas be on you. I'm just saying I can be, yeah, one that you call and you.
Hi guys, so today we are doing a full drugstore makeup tutorial but with a twist. I'm recreating this baby pink makeup look that's been everywhere lately. This old soft care aesthetic thing, and I wanted to see if I could actually get it using only drugstore products. No high end, no fancy. Let's get started. Like always, I started with skin prep. First up was Vaseline on my lip, then I followed it with my gel moisturizer. I love a gel moisturizer because I notice my skin genuinely breaks it up and it's non-comedogenic, which matters a lot for my skin type. Then I went in with my e.l.f. primer and brought out my hand fan to help everything dry a little faster. I only do this when I'm filming. On a normal day, I just let my face air dry, but it really does help your makeup last longer, so don't skip that drying time. Next, I went in with my elegant color corrector to take care of any dark spots on my face. Well, if you've never used a corrector before, all you need to do is dot it onto those areas you want to fix or color correct, then tap it in with a brush and blend it up gently. If your finger blends it better than a brush does, go with that. Once that was done, I set it with a light dusting of setting powder, just a little, so you really don't need much here, and then brushed off any excess. For my brows, I use the Be Pure brow lamination gel. I use a spoolie to brush through forward and backward first, then comb everything up into place. This is a brow product I always come back to, and honestly, I don't understand why some people are paying $50 and above for a brow gel. It really doesn't need to cost that much. I fit that in and that was it. If you want the full breakdown on how I do my brows properly, I actually have a previous tutorial just for that, so go check it out. Now for my base, I went in with my L'Oreal Lumi Glow lotion, just a light layer all over my face. From there, I move on to foundation. I use the Kiss Beauty Velvet foundation, which is honestly so good for oily and combination skin. My only complaint with this foundation is that the shade range is a bit limited. Now, a funny story, I actually thought this shade would come out too bronze on me, but once I blended it in, it turned out to be the perfect match. So I blended it with my foundation brush. Some days I use a beauty blender instead. It really just depends on my mood and how quickly I need to move. This time I stuck with the brush, and whatever powder was left over, I swept down onto my neck so it doesn't look too different from my face. For blush, I used the iMagic blush palette in the pink shade, and I went in pretty heavy here because of the style I was going for with this look. I placed it on the apples of my cheeks first, then blended it upward. A mini beauty blender works really well for this, or you can use a fluffy brush if you want a softer or diffuse blend. I usually reach for the mini blender since it's just quicker. Once that was blended out, I took a little of what was left on the brush and tap it under my eyes to get that baby pink under eye effect. Then I went in with concealer and blended it out on top. A powder puff actually works better than a beauty blender for this step. It blends the concealer beautifully and evenly. Small tip here, grab two powder puff if you can. One for wetter product and one for the dry product like your powder, or just use each side for something different. I set everything with my LCMA translucent setting powder, which has been one of my favorites for the longest time. I went back over the under eye specifically with this one because I wanted that bright pink to stay put instead of getting muted by a different shade of powder. For building my base, I went back into my foundation to build up a bit more coverage where I needed it, blending upward and paying extra attention to my T-zone and jawline. For makeup, you need to keep blending and blending until your base looks seamless and exactly the way you want it. For my nose contour, I started from the inner corner of my brow and worked down the side of the nose with my Adventure Concealer Contour shade. This gives a better contour and snatch effect. I kept it light, tapping the product in rather than dragging it, so I didn't disturb the foundation underneath. I also added a light concealer down the center of the nose to really bring out that contoured effect. Personally, I skip highlighting the center of my forehead where it would connect to the nose. When the nose contour is done well, I feel like it should already look natural without needing that extra step. It's just a personal preference of mine, though I sometimes still do it for tutorial purposes. Once everything was blended in, I went back over my under eye area with setting powder again, just to protect it before eyeshadow, since fallout can sometimes stain that area if it's not set. I did the same for my nose contour. For my eyeshadow, I started with my Blossom eyeshadow primer, blending it out with a mini beauty blender. Though a concealer brush or a powder puff works just as well, blending your eyeshadow primer properly really does matter here. If your lid isn't smooth and even, your eyeshadow won't apply evenly either, and you end up with patchy spots. So take that extra minute to blend it well. For color, I use the baby pink shade from my Beauty Glaze palette. There's also a deep brown shade in there with a hidden pink undertone. It doesn't look like that in the pan, but it shows up that way once applied. I use that shade throughout my crease and outer corner, blending everything together with a blending brush. Once my eyes was set, I used my powder brush to sweep away any fallout so I could focus fully on the eye itself. I grabbed my angle brush to clean up the edges of my eyeshadow, then use it with my Inglot gel liner to create a winged line. I can't recall the exact name of this tool, but it's what I always reach for. It doubles as a lash lamination tool, shaped like a small cotton tip stick that helps with precision. So while lining my eyes, I also went in with my pearl pencil along the waterline. This is where I find out that a lot of people tend to struggle, so take your time here. It is a sensitive area, so don't rush and risk hurting yourself. But don't be too fast either, since the pencil is black and can smell your eye area if you are not careful. After that, I placed a bit of the pink blush onto my under eye area using my pink blush from the classic palette and applied it with a powder puff. I started with the outer corner towards the eye point of my cheek, then used whatever was left on the puff for the inner corner. Next, I used my powder brush to set the rest of my face. On that tip, avoid sweeping your powder brush straight across your brows. It's easy to disturb them without even realizing it. I blended everything together so it all melted into one cohesive look. Once my base and contour were done, I used a setting spray before adding a highlighter to the areas I wanted glowing. The top of my cheekbones, my nose, and sometimes my forehead. I'm not usually a fan of forehead highlights, so most of the time I just stick to my cheekbones and the bridge of my nose, then I blended it all in well. For my lips, I lined with my Estate lip liner, which I always reach for. It's soft and gives a really natural finish. I lined both my top and bottom lip. Then I went in with my Adventure lipstick in a pink shade. It wasn't showing up as pigmented as I wanted, so I layered a coat of coral lipstick and a lip gloss over it for a bit more color. Now for lashes, I applied my lashes off camera for this one. I've mentioned earlier that I struggle more with strip lashes than the individual cluster one, but for this look I wanted something I could easily remove after the tutorial, so I just had to figure out how to make them to stick rather. And here's the final look. Let me know what you guys think about this makeup tutorial and what other makeup tutorial you'd like me to try. I'll be checking them in the comment section. Alright guys.